Welcome back my fellow Force users, I'm your host Triple S, and in this video I'll be highlighting important and interesting moments in the 6th episode of the first season of Ahsoka titled Far, Far Away. Now, let's begin. Number 1, and right off the bat, Ahsoka saying the best of the 3-part History of the Galaxy stories is the first part has got me thinking, is this Dave Filoni subtly including what his favourite Star Wars movie is? And if it is, does first part mean the first movie released, A New Hope, or does it mean the first movie chronologically, A Phantom Menace? Or does it not refer to individual movies, but rather the trilogies, which again begs the question, does it mean the first trilogy released, the original trilogy, or the first trilogy chronologically, the prequel trilogy? Number 2, come on Ahsoka, don't ruin my previous video by disproving what I said about you learning your lesson to put saving your friends over destroying your enemies. Like, I'm really surprised she seems to be trying to adhere to the whole train yourself to let go of everything you fear to lose thing, and that Sabine choosing not to lose Ezra forever is unequivocally the wrong choice. Number 3.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
I have a bad feeling that a certain group of people aren't going to like the inclusion of this phrase into the actual universe of Star Wars. Like when people didn't like that a more heroic sounding version of the Imperial March was played in an Empire recruitment ad in the Solo movie. Number 4. Okay, so we get a lot of information thrown at us in this short scene, so let's go through it all piece by piece. Peridia isn't the name of the distant galaxy, but is instead the name of this one particular planet. And it turns out to be the original homeworld of the Dathomiri, which explains why a star map leading to here was kept locked up inside a Night Sister temple on Arcana. It was the Dathomiri who were the first to ever ride the Purrgil, which allowed them to leave their home galaxy and travel to the Star Wars galaxy and settle on Dathomir, where they continue this habit of riding giant beasts by doing the same to the native Rancors. Side note, is Dathomiri their original name, and so they named the planet they colonised in the Star Wars galaxy Dathomir after themselves, or was the planet they colonised already called Dathomir, and they changed their name to match it? This also implies the original Dathomiri were in no way originally related to the Zabrak species, whose homeworld was Iridonia but also set up a colony on Dathomir, making them two separate species that interbred rather than a single Zabrak species with two subspecies. This explains why the men and women of Dathomir such as Maul and Asajj Ventress look so much different from the men and women of Iridonia such as Eeth, Koth and Sugi. Ventress and Maul are the result of interbreeding between Dathomiri women and Zabrak men, whereas Sugi and Koth are pure-blood Zabraks. This is very similar to the legend's origin of the Dathomirians, who were the result of interbreeding between human women and Zabrak men. In fact, in Legends, Maul and his brothers were the offspring of a human woman named Kaisina and unnamed Zabrak men. And I say men because I don't think they were triplets, and according to Dathomirian tradition, the father is sacrificed shortly after conception. Peridia is also the place where Purrgil go to die, the ring of the planet being made up of countless Purrgil bones. This is similar to the legend of the elephant's graveyard, a location where old elephants instinctively go when they reach a certain age to die. The idea of the ring of a planet being a graveyard also reminds me of the 2nd episode of Season 7 of Red Dwarf, Stoke Me a Clipper. In it we see that the final resting place of all the Arnold Rimmers across countless dimensions who took up the mantle of Ace Rimmer is the ring of a planet, a ring made up entirely of the small light bead containing coffin devices. We interrupt this Triple S Variety Channel video to bring you this important message. Have you remembered to carry out the 3 S's? S number 1, subscribe to the Triple S Variety Channel. S number 2, smash that like button. And S number 3, share this video with friends, family, and relevant communities. We now return you to your Triple S Variety Channel video already in progress. Number 5, what is Baylan actually looking for that will bring an end to the repetition of rise, fall, rise, fall? To me, it sounds like something similar to the Flood from Halo, a parasitic organism that infects and consumes everything, bringing it all under its complete control, so that there is no more war, no more rebellion, no more rise and fall, but eternal power over every single living thing in the galaxy. Number 6, I love the Kintsugi looking design of Thrawn's Night Troopers. Yep, that's apparently what they're called, which raises the question of if they are somehow also connected to the Night Sisters because of they have a similar design with the red straps around their armour, which looks similar to the Night Sisters' red straps around like their legs and torsos and such from what we see in Clone Wars. Also, if you don't know what Kintsugi is, it is the Japanese art of putting broken pottery pieces back together with gold, built on the idea that by embracing flaws and imperfections, you can create an even stronger, more beautiful piece of art, which makes sense since the character of Thrawn is all about artwork. I especially love the design of Enoch with his ancient Romanesque mask and helmets. If you've played Halo Master Chief Collection, you've probably seen some helmets that look similar, Plus it also reminds me of the Lord Marshal from the Chronicles of Riddick. Interestingly, when I decided to search the word Enoch on Wikipedia, I discovered he is a biblical figure, and in the 3 books attributed to him, he was taken up to heaven and was appointed guardian of all the celestial treasures, chief of the archangels, and the immediate attendant on the throne of God. He was subsequently taught all the secrets and mysteries, and with all the angels at his back, fulfills of his own accord whatever comes out of the mouth of God, executing his decrees. This fits if you correlate heaven to Peridia, Thrawn to God, the Night Troopers to angels, and that he is tasked with overseeing the celestial treasures, i.e. the Night Sisters' cargo. Number 7, with Thrawn mentioning that since being stuck in the distant galaxy, because I don't buy they're stuck on Peridia specifically because they have a ship that can fly through space, their numbers are dwindled. That must mean they've been fighting someone or something. Now it could be the nomads on Peridia they've been fighting, but I've seen people also speculate it could be whatever it is that's been calling to Balin, and Thrawn and the Great Mothers want to get away from it ASAP. Which doesn't make complete sense to me, because if Thrawn and the Great Mothers wanted to head out ASAP, why wasn't all of the Great Mother's cargo preloaded onto the Chimera, since that whole process alone is going to take 3 whole rotations? And another thing, why are the Great Mothers even here? They seem to be alone, so are they thousands, maybe millions of years old, and stay behind on Peridia whilst the rest of the ancient Dathomiri hitched a ride to the Star Wars galaxy on a bunch of Purrgil? Which then begs the question, why haven't these Great Mothers also hitched a ride on a passing Purrgil to go to the Star Wars galaxy if they want to get away from whatever's calling to Balin so much? Are they unable to for some reason? So many questions. Number 8, I love this back and forth between Sabine and the Howler, especially when she points for it to go back and it does, only for it to start following her again when she continues walking. That part actually made me laugh out loud. Number 9, the term Boken Jedi is new, but the word Boken itself is not. The wooden training saws previously seen in this show, Rebels and the Clone Wars, are known as Boken sabers. So in essence, Balin referring to Ezra as a Boken Jedi is him calling Ezra a fake or lesser Jedi, just as the Boken saber is a fake or lesser lightsaber. Number 10, I'm so glad Ezra's grown his hair out again. I really didn't like how they made him look like a Ken doll back in Rebels. Number 11, I guess rather than might makes right, it's height makes right, since Ezra's for some reason given the no-T orders, and I can only assume it's because he's bigger than them. Number 12, Thrawn says to Morgan he wants to know Ahsoka's master, but the thing is, he already does. In the novel Thrawn Alliances, in 19 BBY, Padme, whilst talking to Thrawn, mentions Anakin's former Padawan and even says her name, Ahsoka. It would be unlikely for Thrawn to forget such a detail, considering he interacted with both Anakin in 19 BBY and Darth Vader in 2 BBY, so presumably he would have done his background research, especially since he knows Anakin and Darth Vader are one and the same. To round all this off, my most disliked part of the episode goes to Ahsoka messing with my conclusions in my previous video of her choosing to no longer fight what she hates but save what she loves, by in this episode not liking that Sabine did just that. And my most liked part of the episode goes to the interaction between Sabine and the Howler that literally made me laugh out loud. Thank you all so much for watching. Why not leave a comment below with your own highlights of the episode, and I've been Triple S, you've all been amazing, and I shall see you all in the next video.